Hello and welcome to another video. Just a little vlogo Reno one, I guess. As not riding so much at the moment. It's cold. I'm trying to do work on the bikes. We haven't got a lot of daylight this time of year. It doesn't start getting. I like to ride with days with longer daylight. So if I'm doing an off-road ride, I don't want it to get dark until at least like 5 o'clock really, because at the moment it's getting dark at 4. Because if you're out and about, say you're out and having a ride and you plan to be back for about 3, something happens, you can get delayed, or you want to stop at a pub for a pint. I don't like getting home in the dark. I don't like riding the bike in the dark anymore. Well, I can. I don't have any issues with it, but something I want to avoid, especially if you're cold, wet and miserable and you're freezing cold after off-roading all day. So I don't really want to be in the dark, cold and freezing cold, and wet. So not riding so much on the bigger rides, and I like to go for my big rides, but today I've got a free day, so I'm off to go pick up my seat. So a couple of weeks ago I think it was, the seat was done in about 1.5 weeks, so it was pretty good. It's a lot quicker than they said it was going to be. And I'm going to go pick up my seat from Honda C65. So if you recognise any of these roads, because I have recorded a vlog on them roads going to drop off the seat before, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just it's so cold in the shed. I mean, I can do wiring for a bit, and then after a while your hands get too cold and they don't listen. Your fingers don't listen anymore. I don't know what the date is today. Let's just say it's not long in before the 25th, so it is a little bit chilly, and it's the last couple of days we're going to get. When ice starts to come in, I really won't use the bikes. I don't have to use the bikes, that's the thing. If I don't need to use a bike, I won't need to use the bike. I can use legs, I can walk. I just don't see the point nowadays. I don't need to commute on the bike anymore, which is great. Just to keep them, I guess, you keep warmer. So I don't need to commute on the bike. I could commute on the bike. I do sometimes. Last time I came through here, all the water was across the road. But yeah, now it's going to be a case of you can't come down these roads because it'll just be freezing cold. There'll be ice everywhere. And once we start getting longer days again, then I can go for longer rides. I don't know if you guys feel the same, whereas the bike just becomes a commuter, or it does get laid up and you don't use it at all. Like at the moment I'm only using the BMW really. The other bike can stay inside and keep dry and warm, or dry anyway. VFR would be a fine winter hack, no problems with that, but yeah, I'm just not using it as much. Yeah, it's just I hate this month, and until like the end of January as well. Like, I just don't like these months. Maybe the winter depression comes in a bit. You can't. I just don't ride as much. I never have done. I've always done commuting. Anyway, rambling on a bit, so let's talk about something interesting. So we're not far from Christmas, only a few days away now. I guess, who cares, it's Christmas. And the other day I was sitting at my computer talking to my friend online, and suddenly all the lights went out. This is about 4 o'clock, so it'd been dark for a good, it's proper pitch black at 4, so I was like, oh, I'm in the dark, and I was like, hang on a second, and I was like, this is pitch black, I don't know where my phone is at the moment. I'm the sort of person who would probably leave their phone in his jacket pocket or bag or something and not look at it, because it's only a mobile phone. I'm not really gonna, I don't know, even when I go camping and stuff, my phone sits on airplane mode most of the time in the bottom of a bag somewhere, or it's just using it for the the music on my thing, it doesn't actually get a signal. This isn't my phone in front of me. This is a phone. It's a cheap Chinese phone I've had for years, and I've always used it as a sat nav. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting off topic again. Yeah, so I'm sitting there in the pitch black, and I was just thinking to myself, wait, hang on, think. Luckily, I remembered that in my top drawer, I keep a very powerful torch. I grabbed that torch, and then went to grab my little inverter, plugged the internet back in, loaded up my phone, got on the Wi-Fi, and just carried on. And the thing is, though, it's like I did a review of that little inverter a few months ago, you know, and it was like, this is so handy in a power cut. Like, you can and it's I've got what, a 9 amp hour battery and a 3 amp hour, so that's a good few hours of battery use, or it's a good few hours of charging as well. If you think about it, I can charge a lot of phones and stuff off that with a 5 amp hour battery. That's pretty good. Plus I got all the power banks and stuff, and then it's like, oh, I want a cup of tea now. Well, I'm all electric, so went to the cupboard, busted out the Trangier. It's like, well, hey, Trangier to the rescue. So Trangiers are only, what, 20 quid? Well, okay. If you get the basic one, they're 20 quid. And for basic necessity needs, all you're going to be doing is boiling water. You can get a second-hand Trangier for about 20 quid. So yeah, just Trangiers are just so useful to own. Like, just in general, not even just for camping. Just in case all the lights go out. And I think that's the first or second time I've had a power cut. No, third. I think that's the third time I've had a power cut. Which, at where I live now, or where I used to live, we used to get power cuts all the time. I think it's because I wasn't out in the sticks, but I was definitely on the edge. So I was a little bit out in the sticks, not massively, but it just maybe, you know, stuff would go down all the time. We used to get power cuts all the time. I think it was it could happen in the summer. Annoyingly, it happened a few times in the summer. I don't know if it was like things overloading or something in the summer. It didn't really happen so much in the winter time. If you're going a little bit faster, I would have nipped it. Yeah, so power cuts, I don't know. I mean, what was I doing? The annoying, I mean, where I used to live, I mean, yeah, power cuts happened all the time. It's, for some reason in the summer, and it would be out for hours as well. It wasn't, I guess, and so when I moved house, I always had this in the back of my mind, we're going to have a power cut any minute. They're going to have a power outage, and I don't like the dark. I'm scared of the dark. I don't like, I know it's not logical. I get, is it logical? Okay, you could trip, you could fall, you could do something, but I'm sitting down. I'm like, I'm scared of the dark. Okay, I'm better than I was. I used to be really scared of the dark. Now I was just a bit unnerved, I think, by the dark. I think eventually, what happens is my imagination starts running wild. It's like, if I can't see something, or I can't see it there, it's like, what could be there? There could be anything there. Could be a burglar. Could be an alien. Could be anything. We don't know. You can't see. What's there? So yeah, because I don't know what's there, maybe that's why I get a bit scared of the dark. So because I get scared of the dark, I carry torches. Whenever I see a torch on sale, I swear Amazon, they know me, I think, by now, but it's like whenever I see a torch on sale, or it's like a torch is on a kind of flash sale or warehouse clearance. I think that big torch that I used the other day, I got for £7 on Amazon warehouse clearance, and I tell you, that is one bright light with one torch. It lights up the room better than the light bulb did. Shame the power cut only lasted for about half an hour. I was getting used to, like, oh, I want a cup of tea. We don't know when this power's going to come back on. Oh well, Trangier time. Any excuse to get the Trangier out, I guess. Yeah, it's just handy to have, especially if you're all electric. I was prepared for a power cut. I can't say, but I knocked at my neighbour's door actually, because they're a bit old. We do speak to each other. I was asked if they're alright. I said, you can borrow my cob. I've got like a work light I use in the shed, and the shed's all got lights as well, because you know it's all run on solar panels, so it was all charged, so I could go in the shed and grab the lights out of there if I really wanted to. I didn't in the end. I was thinking, oh, we've got the ones in the shed, I've got batteries in the shed, we can wire a USB thing into them and charge. I'm just sitting there in the dark thinking, well, I've got nothing else to do, so I might as well just take inventory of what batteries I've got, how long I can keep the phone charged for, or whatever. And I think I worked it out. I could probably keep my phones and stuff going for a couple of weeks if I was using my phone sparingly. Well, actually, my phone lasts about 2 days. I think on charge, without a charge. So I don't know. I think I worked it out. It's like, yeah, I could probably go for 2 weeks without electricity. Yeah, okay. It might be a little bit boring if you can't use your certain video games and stuff. And it's winter time after all. Yeah, it's that sort of time of year, so I've been playing more games, more video games, and going for rides. I tend to play all my games during the winter. During like this couple of months, I'll play like a lot of games over December and January, and then I do a lot of bike stuff, maintenance stuff maybe. Not a great deal, just a little bit. It's too cold to do certain things. Like I wanted to paint the BMW that I'm on, but it just doesn't. We don't have the temperatures to do it, so I can't really do it. I've done a bit on it, because we did have some at the beginning of December. It was quite stillish warm, so I sanded it down in certain spots. It's not the BMW parts that are rusting, it's the SW Motec bits and stuff, but that's, you know, it's the racks and stuff. And over the years, this bike's done quite a few miles and it's been on quite a bit of an adventure. Over the years, it has I've got lots of scratches and stuff, and the paintwork's come off, and the powder coating's come off and stuff like that. So it's gone a bit. It's just surface rust, but let's, you know, nip it in the butt sort of thing while I can. So I've just sanded it down, got rid of the thing, and just gave it a little brush paint. So I mean, it looks alright from a distance, but the bike's never going to be a looker, is it? Right then. Yeah, power cuts, seats, going to get that seat. Well, I'm not doing a review yet, and I think that the seats, you know, the seats that you sit on the motorbike, once they do get old, they do get tired, or you do have an accident, you do rip them and stuff. There's a few seat repair places out there, but this one, they do custom jobs. It's all handmade, all hand done. Now, I've heard nothing but good things about them, so that's why I used them. I know a few people who have used them, and they said they're great. My friend Anne, she has a nice bike at the moment. The seat was redone by them, all the stitching, everything like that. I think it cost a pretty penny, and this is going to cost me a couple of £100 at least. I think we're going to look at getting a couple of £100. I think that was nice of the car. He actually stopped and let me go. I thought he was standing down there. It's going to cost me a couple of £100. It is the seat getting done, which is probably fair, but unfortunately it's going to cost me okay, that road's closed, fine, that's alright. I'm going this way. Right, well anyway, yeah, so the seats cost me a couple of £100, so I've It might delay the next project, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I think I've rambled long enough, and I think I'll catch you in the next video, probably. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for the support from the patrons, and yeah, more stuff on the way. And I guess the next video you'll see will probably be the Q&A video, I reckon. Anyway, thanks for watching, catch you next video, goodbye.